All right, guys, we just arrived in Romeo, Michigan. Here to pick up, I don't know that it's a military load, but they said that I have to have 2 forms of ID when I go to drop off. But she said it wasn't a military base, so I have no idea. But he's just going to bring it out and put it on the trailer where it's at. I'm going to see if I can set up my camera here for you guys real fast, and we'll get this thing loaded.
I'll put it back here. Is that it? Oh, okay. Oh, now. Say when? Right there. You want the other one in front of it? Yeah, I'll put the other one. Fancy welding. Good. Thanks, sir. Does this go all the way around? Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys, so that's the load going from Rome, Michigan down to York, Pennsylvania. It ends up being about 600 miles with my deadhead. I got pretty lucky on the deadhead, actually. This pays $10.50. Weighs 2,600 pounds, I think. 23 or 26, I can't remember. Obviously still got a lot of deck, but they I think they want this ran by itself. Yeah, so all you guys that are like, oh, you just added 700 pounds to your trailer, blah, what are you gonna pull? 40 feet of feathers? I mean, you guys can see I'm working it. It's not easy. No, it's not easy. And I hope you guys watching me, you don't think it's easy, because it's a lot of work. The hardest part is the dispatching part, is finding the load. Shit, anybody can hold a steering wheel. Anybody can throw a tarp on something like this and strap it down, which, you know, that's simple to do. Which, by the way, guys, I made a mistake on this. Did anybody catch it? Let me walk around here for you. If you see what it is, comment below. I'm gonna give you guys a minute. You guys probably should have caught it on the DJI, so this probably ain't gonna be showing you much. Besides me, man, when he came out, I almost jumped down. I didn't see these stakes sticking up, and my face almost went right into, I think, this one here. Yeah, this one right here. I could barely see it from up there with the glare of the snow, but that wasn't it. All right, so what it is I put these tarps on backwards. So you guys know I bought that new tarp. I bought that new tarp for loads exactly like these, where I just needed 2 more tarps. The problem is, so the new tarp is 18, I think it's 18 by 24, something like that. I can't remember if I got the 18 by 24 or 21. And you see how these rings just barely, I just barely have any rings. Well, this is a 16 by 18. So I wasn't sure if they moved the rings, so I didn't want to put that tarp on and not have any rings to grab. I mean, I could have thrown these straps on like I did this one, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to find out right now. I need to unroll it and roll it up and take a look at it. But so I just used my 2 old ones. But basically, like I was saying, was I put this tarp on first. You always start from the back and work forward, because now, see this flap right here? All my wind can get in there and just beat that tarp to death. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some bungees and I'm going to try to bungee that as much as I can to help prevent that tarp from getting beat to death. So and then that's it. We're going to hit the road. So let me finish cleaning up here. I'm going to throw a few more bungees on that, and we'll see you there. Whew, I need a haircut again. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Woo! Alright, guys. So I've been harping about how these brokers don't give a shit. They just want a cheap truck. There are some good brokers out there. So those air conditioners we took to Michigan, I got a broker. Awesome dude. This will be the 2nd or 3rd load pulling for him. Can't remember. So the 2nd or 3rd. So he's got another load coming out of that same place going to Kennesaw, Georgia. Now I wasn't planning on going home until Thanksgiving, so but this picks up right in York. We're taking this load to York, Pennsylvania. I'll basically have 0 deadhead miles, and it's $1.75. 6,000 pounds, 35 feet of deck. So he called me up. He said, I wanted to talk to you before I put it on the board. And there you go. You take care of some of these brokers. Some of them, like I said, some of them care about you. A lot of them don't care. So I guess do all you can do for them. Hope for the best. Don't always expect a phone call back, you know. So this is set to drop. We have to make an appointment. It'll drop at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then I'll shoot over and pick those air conditioners up. And we'll drop those the next morning, I guess. What is it? What did I say? 700 miles? Is that what I said? I don't even remember. I just figured up. It's like $1.75, $1.74, so good deal. I just had to stop at the rest area. Not a rest area. This is one of those, I'm on 90, shooting over. This is the cheapest place I could find fuel. You don't want to get fuel in Pennsylvania, so you want to fuel up. And Ohio used to be cheap to get fuel. And here anymore, I'm looking at the prices, and it's like they're trying to compete with Pennsylvania. I don't understand it. Ohio used to be cheap. Not cheap anymore. So, alright guys, let me, I think my 30-minute break's over. Let me hit the road. We'll see how many miles we can get in, and see what we can get done. Alright guys, we are in Pennsylvania about an hour and a half from the drop. This is where we stopped last night. I didn't film last night because it gets dark at like lunchtime now. And you couldn't see anything out here, and I was kind of tired. I had a headache. But we're about an hour and a half from the drop. And the load going from, picked up a load going from York, Pennsylvania down to Kennesaw, Georgia. The broker was like, it's the same guy that we hauled the air conditioners for earlier this week. But he's like, the rate con should be coming in. It never showed up. He said something's going on with the BOL, so we're waiting on that. So I guess that's not technically 100% right now. I'm hoping so, because I basically wasted a day that I could have been looking at the boards, because you know, I sat around thinking I had a load already. So yeah, we're on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I don't know if you guys can read that tower or not. Is it gonna let me zoom in? Of course not. I gotta get a better camera for this, I think. I mean, this does really good quality. Doesn't seem to do very good quality in really low light situations. I don't know, it's just, I'm just kind of tired of filming on my phone, honestly. Because I never hook up the, I got a windsock mic and a whole little stand thing. I just never hook it up, because normally I'm just walking, I just pull the phone out of my pocket. I'm like, I should probably talk about this, or, oh yeah, I wanted to say this. So I think I'm going to be looking into something else. I'm not sure what to do. I like the stabilization this thing has. I mean, I have that DJI that they just, when I bought the DJI, they were supposed to have external mic port, and it doesn't. And DJI dropped the ball on releasing the adapter. Well, I guess the adapter's out now, so probably order that. I don't know. Just kind of burn out on that DJI since I've lost footage with it before. The files have become corrupt. I just don't know what to do. I don't know if it's an SD card thing. I don't know if it's a DJI thing or what. But let me run in here, take a leak. We got to do our pre-trip, and I hope that other load comes through.
Summer
All right, guys, we just dropped that that load off in York, Pennsylvania. The broker called me, so we didn't get the rate con last night. The broker called me and said that he's having trouble getting the BOL, and that it may not happen for today, but it should happen for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to wait around or if I'm just going to grab another load. I'll probably keep looking. If I see something good, I'll grab it. I mean, I'd like to keep this guy happy, but I don't know. It is what it is. But we're at a Planet Fitness. They have these concrete things here. I didn't pay attention to when I drove by. I was like, oh yeah, it's a big parking lot. I can park here. They've got these concrete things with these trees, and I'm pretty sure it's to stop trucks from parking over here. So I don't think you could fit a truck in there. I'm not sure if I would fit in there, but I'm pretty sure this is a bigger gap over here, so I put the truck over there. But I'm gonna walk over here, take a shower at Planet Fitness. It's been a while since I've been to one, especially with the 40-foot trailer. I just didn't feel comfortable pulling into parking lots when I first started pulling it. I did have to run over the curb over here just a little bit to fit in here. It seems like every time I go to make a turn, cars just appear out of nowhere. They're just like, I could be in the middle of a desert and go to make a turn, and cars are just gonna appear and like kind of rush you, you know? But trampoline park and entertainment center. All right, let me shoot over here, get a shower, and then I'm gonna jump back on the back on the load board. I should be on it now, but I stayed at a rest stop last night, and I really need a shower. So maybe Lita will keep an eye on it for me and see what happens. Well, guess who forgot a towel? Me. So I had to dry off with a t-shirt. But they have a Red Wing shoot here. I've always heard good thing about Red Wings. My old boots were Caterpillar boots, and the bottoms of them started cracking. So I figured I'd go in there. I didn't see a pair of boots under 200 bucks, but they had these on the clearance rack. She tried to sell them to me for what'd she say, 160? And I was like, I'll give you 100 bucks for them. And she's like, I don't know. I was like, that's all I got, 100 bucks. She's like, all right, don't tell anybody. So this is me not telling anybody. I also need a haircut, and they got a haircut in place here. Probably run over here and get my haircut real fast. And not seeing really, I seen a few things on the board, but I wasn't fast enough. But let me go get a haircut because I look like a bum. All right, guys, it is 1:30. The broker just called me, the one that we thought we had, and then they couldn't get the BOL, and we thought we weren't going to be able to get it till tomorrow. He just called up and said he finally got the BOL. Called this place up, begged them to let me load. I'm lost. Maybe it's down this road. I've been here like 8 times. I'm useless without the GPS. This way? I think it's this way. Anyways, so begged them to let me load. So we're gonna be loading up today, heading to Kennesaw. It's works out to be $1.71 a mile. Just because anything running south is cheap right now, and everybody's trying to go south to get away from the snow. So people are running loads dirt cheap. But I'm not gonna bore you guys with this load. You guys have seen me load these air conditioners too many times now. Not even really worth the footage. But we'll talk after we load, and we'll see what we can get into. Alright guys, as I load this up, I realize I've probably never talked about this. Maybe I have, I don't know. I feel like I have. So you're gonna have times where you're running your chain through holes like this, and obviously these hooks are too big to go through. So what I did was I took the pin out of here and replaced it with Carter keys. That way I can just pull these things off rather than pulling out my pliers. And just remember, like when you put this in, always put the pin on the back side. That way when your chain's sliding in and out, it's not messing up with this. So that's a quick little pro tip for you there. Not that I'm a pro, but we're gonna call it a pro tip. Alright guys, there's the load. I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about this, but this one's slightly different than the white ones we normally pick up. Usually the white ones we just go over the corners, but this one, he said due to the way that they built these things, you can't run straps across the top. You got this weak little drip edge rail thing here that would crush if you used straps. That's why we used the chains and binders here. So when I originally seen him stacking these things, I was like, dang it, he put the heavy one on front. But then as I got to looking, the smaller one's actually heavier than the bigger one. So he does know what he's doing. See, that one's 2,700 pounds. Estimated weight 2,700. If you go up to this one here, this one is 2,400 pounds. So let me go grab my paperwork and we'll hit the road. All right guys, we are somewhere in Wytheville, Virginia. I wish you guys could have seen me trying to back this thing because I looked like a clown. So the way I always like to back on my driver's side, but the way they have these angled, when you come up this way, you have to back on your passenger side. And I always keep my window things in the back, and I'm just not very good on backing my passenger side. I just can't see enough. But as I was pulling through here, let me make sure I lock my truck here. We're getting like 12.3 miles to the gallon pulling that, and I've been hauling tail. Normally I kind of just kick back and relax, but since we're in such a time crunch, oh, I didn't tell you guys. So we're dropping in Kennesaw. I've got a load picking up in Kennesaw. So that's another load that's 0 mile deadhead. It goes back up to Maryland. But I want to show you guys this truck over here, because life on the road again. They got a driver here. See if I can get his truck here. Right here. Looks like he runs a generator with an extension cord. He's got a bunch of piping and stuff. But looks like he's got a 40-foot trailer. We'll have to take a picture and send it to him. I don't know if he's in his truck or not. I don't know if he has those window things. But this truck stop is massive. Just the way they have it laid out, stupid though. So there's like 3 pilot Flying J's within like a couple exits of each other. This one happens to have a Denny's and a Wendy's in it. So if that tells you anything, that's how big this place is. But man, I haven't taken a leak all day long. I've got to grab me something to eat. We got a shower at Planet Fitness, so we'll be good on that. It's a little chilly, but yeah, so we got a load picking up in Kennesaw that goes back to Maryland. So I texted that broker dude that we've been running some loads for, and I'm like, hey man, we'll be back that way. So today is the Tuesday before the week of Thanksgiving. It was really hard not to just go from Kennesaw, Georgia home. And I was prepared to do that if I wasn't going to make any money. If there wasn't anything leaving that paid worth a flip, oh, I got to go this way. And but something popped up and I couldn't believe it. From Kennesaw, looked at a load that was going from Atlanta to Rocky Springs, Wyoming. They wanted to pay like $1.70 a mile. $1.70 a mile, but there was 4 stops. There was one in South Dakota, North Dakota, and 2 in Wyoming. So, right, I gotta find somewhere to take a leak and eat something. So I'll see you guys later. All right, guys, we are in Kennesaw, Georgia. Oh my goodness, it's bright. We've already dropped those air conditioners. I was in such a pinch that this looks longer than 38 feet. 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 7, 8. Okay, no, I think we're good. Anyways, I was in such a hurry. This was 5 minutes down the road from the air conditioners that we dropped, but they wouldn't load me after 2 o'clock. It's like 1 o'clock now, so we just barely made it. But the broker for this load was freaking out. It was like, are you gonna make it? Are you gonna make it? I'm like, yeah, we're good. But I had a million phone calls, a million texts from them. They were all freaking out. Didn't know if we'd make it or not. These are just roofing panels going up to Salisbury, Maryland. Today is Wednesday, I think. I told myself if I couldn't find anything that paid worth a dang, I was just gonna go home for the Thanksgiving. Next week is Thanksgiving, but I don't care. Everybody's answer to cheap freights is just to drive more. That's not my answer. If it's cheap freights, I'm not driving it. I don't care. You know what? I'll park the truck and trailer. I'll go brick me a couple of mailboxes to make money. You know, everybody in the comments on the videos are freaking out. Why didn't you pay more for that fuel piece so you could get on the road faster? It's like, damn, I didn't know you guys were my financial advisors, and that I needed your guys' help. You know? Let me deal with my finances. And then they're all like, wow, you're always bitching about the rates being cheap. Yeah, I'm bitching about the rates being cheap. I'm not bitching that I'm going bankrupt. I'm bitching about the rates being cheap. So, looks like they're here to load me up. So, let me hop off of here and see where they need me to pull. All right, guys, so this is the load taking us to Salisbury, Maryland. These sheets are so long. They said when these sheets arrived, they just arrived on a rollback, and then they had to build these frames to ship them, because if you try to pick it up, the sheets would break. So they actually had to use 2 forklifts. They had 2 sitting here, and they had me back the trailer up, and then they both picked it up and they came over. I didn't have time to throw my GoPro up there because I was running my mouth to you guys a little bit ago, and I just didn't have time with them sitting there waiting on me. But this is the load. So there's some other small boxes that I had to put in the back of my truck. The only thing I'm worried about right now is those panels in there. What I may do is throw my tarps up here so that the straps can kind of pull down on the tarps and then pull on that. I'm not sure what else to do here. I don't know if that semi-truck's waiting on me, but he's just gonna have to wait. I've had a million people from different numbers calling and texting me about this load. You would swear that this is like some crazy load that they have. Maybe it is late. Maybe it does have to get there, but I've had a million people texting me about this thing. And honestly, it's kind of pissing me off because I shouldn't have to answer to 800 different fucking people, you know? So let me figure out what I can do with these panels in the middle there, and then we're gonna hit the road. All right, one more quick walk around just to make sure we didn't miss anything. So that piece in the middle here is kind of loose. I was afraid if I stacked it up on anything it would bend, so I just put my tarps in front of it and one on top of it to keep it from sliding, hopefully. It's kind of shitty here. I thought this was they said it'd be roofing panels. And as you can see, most of the weight is on that other side, which this is supposed to be 6,000 pounds total. So it shouldn't be too bad, but it's definitely more weight on this side than there is on that side. As you can see, some of these panels are already a little boogered up. Let's see here. That board's trying to come off already. Yeah, that screw's broke. That's fantastic. That could have fell off and went through somebody's windshield. This is a roofing supply company. It looks like a rental place in there. This is kind of what you deal with when the people that are shipping something aren't used to flatbeds. So I don't know, this is it. Hope everything holds up. All right, let's go to Maryland. We may I don't know if you guys ever see Duke Daddy in the comments, but we're gonna try to do a little meetup. He's up around there somewhere. So let's hit the road. All right, guys, it is currently 7:30 at night. We got stuck in some traffic for about an hour due to an accident. Went by a Love's, parking lot was full. Went by a Pilot, parking lot was full. Got on the Trucker Path app. Oh, I ended up having to put it in PC mode because we got stuck in traffic for so long. Jumped on the Trucker Path app. Found that there's a place to park 24 hours. I've been trying to call the number that's on here, and it just goes straight to a voicemail to an old lady. I'm not really sure what to do now. I've checked all the Planet Fitnesses around. It doesn't look like there's anywhere I can really park. I have no idea what to do. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, or South Carolina. I don't even know. One of the Carolinas. They don't like truckers here. They've got no parking basically everywhere. I was like, screw it, I'll park on an on-ramp if I have to. All the on-ramps have all these poles set up. No parking, no parking. So I'm kind of stuck. And the way that I pulled into this parking lot thinking that this is 24-hour parking, I could just get into the gate. I wouldn't have to worry about backing out. I'm kind of stuck because it's kind of a busy road behind me. It's not an easy pull in and out place. I really don't know what to do. I can't get anybody to answer this number. I don't know. All right, guys, this is where we ended up for the night. It's some industrial park that I found just while randomly driving around. So for some reason, when I hook my phone up to my truck, I can hit the little button on my steering wheel, and then Google pops up, and I can be like, you know, show me the closest truck stop or the closest Planet Fitness or whatever. And for some reason today in traffic, it quit working. So I was unable to use that. I think I finally got it fixed for some reason. I think it updated and then unchecked some settings or whatever. But this is where we ended up at. I think I'm hoping we're going to be okay because of what we're carrying. It kind of looks like we're delivering it to a place like this. So I'm hoping that's what everybody's going to be thinking. But they do not like trucks here. I don't know. They just don't like. There's a lot of places that just do not like semi trucks. They don't want you to park anywhere. They don't want to make it. They don't want to make it easy on you, or even remotely easy. You can't even figure anything out, you know. So I don't know. I'm installing Uber Eats. Finally, guys, because obviously there's nowhere to eat around here. I'm gonna give that a shot. If not, I'll just not eat tonight. I don't really care. I'm so frustrated and pissed off right now that it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't care if they boot my truck and tow me tonight. I'm done, you know. It's ridiculous. So let me put my window things up, and hopefully I don't have to take a dump tonight. If I do, those bushes right there are gonna get used, and hopefully nobody sees me. So let me get my window things in, and I'm done for the night. All right, guys, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and look how many trucks came in here. Now this isn't anywhere near the interstate, so I don't know how these guys found it. Unless they are technically dropping here, I have no idea. But this tells you there's got to be more parking places for Charlotte, because there's just too many trucks coming through here and not enough parking. So still got about 30 minutes before I can drive. But I kind of have to take a dump, so I might have to put it in PC mode and drive to truck stop. Alright, so I just said a whole bunch of stuff and I forgot to hit the record button. So number 4, level 1 DOT inspection since I came out on the road with the trailer. He said he pulled me over because one of my straps was flapping a little bit. I didn't crank down on it too much because that wood thing that they built that's holding the sheets started making that cracking sound, and I didn't want to bend up the panels. So but that's it, level 1. Perfect, he said. He said, other than that, it's perfect. What's weird is the other two, the one in Oklahoma didn't show up. Of course, they never gave me paper, but they dang sure did an inspection on me. I told him about how they tried to get cash out of me. He said, that's something's up there. I was like, yeah, I agree completely. So we're clean. Let's drive. Something I forgot to add, so he had me send my logs over from my phone to his laptop, and he came back and he's like, everything looked good. He said, I had to double check you on the 14th though. Today is what is today, Bebs? The 21st. I was like, really? Why? He's like, well, it showed that you were driving for 7 hours and 58 minutes. I was like, yeah. He said, you have to have a break after 8 hours. I was like, yep. He said, I've never seen somebody push it that close. I said, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, so I just had to double check you there. What I'm surprised he didn't do, though, is last night I had to put it in PC mode because I got stuck in that traffic. I figured he'd be asking me about that. So, but he didn't. Did I mention that he didn't, I told him about Oklahoma pulling me over? And those, I've had a few inspections now that aren't showing up. So that's kind of weird. I don't know. I can't remember what I told you guys.